Welcome back to Ranks and Reactions, y'all. Today we're talking about a cocktail with a war cry for a name. The Remember the Maine. Now if it sounds dramatic, good, it is. But this drink, it's not loud, it's not flashy, it's strategic. And frankly, I can respect that. Remember the Maine was the rally cry of the Spanish-American War in 1898 after the explosion of the USS Maine in Havana Harbor. But this cocktail, it didn't show up until decades later, first appearing in The Gentleman's Companion, a 1939 cocktail travelogue by Charles H. Baker Jr. Which tells me something important. This isn't a battlefield drink. It's a historian's drink, a thinker's drink, a let's discuss this over rye whiskey kind of drink. And I love that energy. Start with a chilled coupe. We're going to take a half a teaspoon of absinthe and swirl it around the glass, then discard the rest. We're just going to give it 2 little spritz. You don't dump the absinthe into this drink. You let it whisper. Now, in your mixing glass with ice, you're going to take 2 ounces of rye whiskey, then we are going to take 3/4 of an ounce of our sweet red vermouth. Oops, did just a little too much there, so we'll leave a little in that. And next we're going to do 2 teaspoons of Heering cherry liqueur. Now, we're going to stir until well chilled. Now, take your coupe with your spritz of absinthe, and then we're going to strain our drink into that glass, and then finish with a brandied cherry. Measured, structured, every move accounted for. This is basically a Manhattan that read more books. Let's give it a try. Okay, the rye brings the backbone, spice, structure, definitely feel its presence. Sweet vermouth rounds that out. The cherry liqueur doesn't make it sugary, it makes it layered, dark fruit, and it adds some depth. The absinthe, just that faint anise note, sits in the background like a strategic advisor. You don't notice it at first, but if it weren't there, you'd absolutely notice. It's elegant, it's dry, it's bold, and it's composed. Definitely not a poolside cocktail. This is definitely a lean back in the leather chair and make decisions kind of drink. Rank it? I ain't mad at it. This is a grown-up cocktail with historical gravitas and zero interest in being trendy. I definitely can respect that. The Remember the Maine reminds us that great cocktails don't need fireworks. They need structure, intention, and just a little restraint. As always, drink responsibly, laugh often, and until next time.